So I am calling to order the meeting for the Mayor's Task Force Against Domestic Violence. Before I do the roll call, this meeting is being recorded by the Mayor's Task Force Against Domestic Violence. If any other persons present is doing the same at this time, please notify the chairperson. It's just us. Okay, roll call of members. Naomi is on vacation and Megan is at a conference, so their absence were expected. And then Alana and Jacqueline both had meetings, I think, too. But otherwise, I think we're good. I'll just do the roll call. Counselor Perry,
Here.
Scott,
Here.
Katie,
Here.
Amanda.
Here.
Public comment, it's just us, but no discussion or comments will be entertained unless requested by the chairperson of the task force. Approval of minutes from February 26, 2025. I don't remember, did I distribute that to everyone? If I did not, I can just make sure I send it and we can just approve them next meeting. Anyone
I don't
recall?
recall.
I don't recall
I don't
getting
recall
any.
Okay, so that's on me. I'll make sure I'll send them right after the meeting and I'll send March's with it and we can just approve both in one swoop for April. Okay, new business, Child Advocacy Month flag raising, planned for April 18th, 2025. Obviously, this is something that we play a big part in, participating in, so I can just talk from the city end of things. I was in touch with the folks at the Advocacy Center. We have all the logistical things in place, the podium, the flag raising. And then we're also going to close Court Square for the ceremony because I did notice last year there's a big enough crowd where sometimes it kind of bleeds into Court Square. So just having that, I think, closed, promotes safety, I think is good, especially with kids there and things like that. But any comments?
Is there a
questions?
time yet, Nat?
I haven't been given a time. I think it was 11 when I was given. Let me double check in my calendar. I know some things are in flux. I sent an email to the person organizing it this year. I'm just waiting their response to kind of confirm some other things. But yeah, it should be 11 to 12 on Friday the 18th. Is there any?
I will be away. Can't attend. Sorry.
No worries. Hope you enjoy your trip.
I was gonna say where he's going, and I was like, maybe not.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to Egypt.
Oh, wow.
Very cool. You said April 18th.
Correct. So we'll definitely do some sort of pre-advanced like social media rollout and like press release and all that. I'm just kind of waiting to hear back from them just to confirm some more logistical things.
I have a question.
Fire away.
Could we, I know that it's in the voting members is set to 7. Could we ever increase that number? Because I feel like the CAC, it would make sense for them to be to have like voting powers as like the Child Advocacy Center. And I don't know if that would require like amending the charter, which would be very difficult, but.
I don't think it would be difficult. It just might be more like take a couple months to process, but I can reach out to the city clerk about that. And we can kind of at least start getting that in the gears now.
I don't think it's urgent, but I feel like if the new CAC executive director is invited to join and would actually have voting membership, it would make like the flag raising easier, like some of the coordination of the things that this task force is doing. Then we'd also have the representation of youth. So.
Yep.
Perfect. So you think 7 to 9 is what the jump would be?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that sounds great. And I will, I'll just put it on the city clerk's radar now. So we can kind of get the steps into gear for that. Have you met with the new director?
We're not there yet. I know
Okay.
they've just started doing like application review. But presumably they'll have someone and it would be nice.
I know who's filling it for now, but yeah, I don't.
Oh, yeah, so like the interim person could be invited
Yep,
to attend.
yep,
I did, the person I was coordinating with, I think they're a member of the board. I did invite them to come to this meeting in case they wanted to talk about it, but I think they're on the board, so they also have their
Yep.
work stuff going on, so.
yep.
But yeah, I think it's always such a great ceremony. I love everything about it. It's, the performances and everything are so great. I remember
Oh,
last
yeah,
year.
are the Jaduke?
Yeah, I'm wondering that too.
I am as well, and that's why I'm hoping if I don't hear back probably by.
I'm supposed to be, I've been trying to meet with Beth and I are supposed to get together to pinpoint the plans too, because yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
And
figure it out.
have you been in contact with Kelly Broadway at CAC? She might be your most.
I was told to go with Beth,
Yeah.
so, yep,
We're coordinating with Kelly for a sexual assault
yes,
thing.
yep.
And she's been wonderful.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, if there's any meetings about it, feel free to, if you want to loop me in, just so I can make sure if there's anything I can do to help, inviting anyone, anything like that, I'd be happy to help. Any other thoughts?
There was snow on the ground last year, if you remember.
Yeah.
It usually snows, rained, or it's extremely, there's usually some escalated element of weather, so it's just part of the magic.
I'm hoping.
Remember how muddy it was last
Yes,
year?
Yeah,
yeah.
super.
Oh, I wore boots.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was so impressed by the Jadook kids for
Oh,
how they
and
performed
in
in that.
t-shirts with smiles.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah. Their training really persevered.
The show must go on.
Yeah, yeah, those smiles, I was like, really?
Well, I hope because usually it's that first Friday. I think now it's the third. So hopefully it'll actually be springtime weather and we can have a nice, beautiful day for once.
Yep.
Perfect. Next up, I had this, so outreach campaigns for April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Basically, I really want to make sure that we're, on the city end and also as a task force amplifying the messaging during these kind of occasions where we can. And Amanda created a really excellent flyer that's going up on the website today, you said? I'll show it to both of you
Spring color.
via screen, but it'll also be on the website. And once the digital version's up too, I'll also send the attachment to everyone. But anything, I think it'll be really important to promote these things, especially on our social media feeds, which we're gaining a lot of momentum on in April. So if there's any other materials that you think would be relevant to promote or anything of that nature, feel free to let me know.
Awesome. Does the city have a Facebook?
Yes.
We'll do a lot of Facebook posts too with like sexual assault awareness, like education campaigns. So you can always just like reshare information too if you want to.
Okay.
Have like a lower crafting social media posts actually takes a lot of time. And so Salison, I know Salison and Nelquit, and there's like another national like account will be sharing a lot of information that makes it really easy to, and anything we're sharing, we have vetted. Sometimes you'll see things on social media that an individual feels passionately about, but isn't necessarily like best practice.
Yeah.
So we're pulling from like well-sourced, and we're not being very like graphic in our information that we provide because we obviously don't want to traumatize or trigger anyone. So you can always just reshare information that comes up, and Salison has a Facebook page too. Yeah, and we have Instagram, but I don't think, does the city have Instagram?
Yes. So Facebook, we're at, I think around 6,600 followers, and then Insta's at like 2,000 about.
Yeah, well, we're Nelquit_crisis center. And we'll, like, you can just repost some of our stories too, and it'll be about like consent and boundaries, red flag, green flags, like how to communicate your needs and different things like that.
Perfect. So obviously Nelquit, Salison, any other pages I should be really keeping tab on?
We follow some that are. Jane Doe Inc. is specifically for Massachusetts, and they will also be sharing a lot of great stuff in there. The Massachusetts like advocacy body for sexual and domestic violence survivors, so they usually have a lot of wonderful information.
Sounds good.
And MOVA, which is the Massachusetts Office of Victim Assistance, who actually funds a lot of sexual assault and domestic violence work, they'll be doing like a bunch of advocacy work.
Cool, perfect.
And you just search MOVA.
Yeah.
It's not a very popular name.
Excellent. Well, I'll try to do at least like 2 posts a week in April throughout the month because I think utilizing our platform to really emphasize the messaging for these occasions, I think is important. Any other thoughts or suggestions? Okay, we will move on. So old business items, the printing distribution of the area services maps. I did email UMass, so they're in the works of getting it done. It isn't done yet, so hopefully for next meeting, we'll kind of have that ready to go. We can talk specifics about distribution and all that. And I think it'll be nicer distributing it all in the spring and summer anyways. And then planning for the next donation drive. So I know we talked a bit about this last meeting. We can kind of just open the floor to any additional thoughts people have. It seemed like we were liking that kind of September into October period for things, but just wanted to open the floor to any other thoughts, opinions, suggestions that people might have.
Well, I think Naomi was talking about reaching out to some student organizations at that
Mhm.
time to kind of help drive the force. And I think that's going to be key.
Yeah. On my end, I'll definitely try to reach out to Michael Nelson and see if we can if he can set up some kind of tabling thing at the fairgrounds for donations or something of that nature. Cause I know likes to be involved in community related things. And I mean, the fair would be such a great space to have, people
The amount of foot traffic that goes, yeah.
and the amount of promotion and everything. I think that would be a great kind of like kickoff
Mhm.
for things and kind of sustain that for the rest of the month. So but I know we are kind of a few months away, but it's good to I think it's good we'll have more of a running start into this donation drive, where the last one for having to kind of put everything together in a month, I think went well, but I think it'll be beneficial that we kind of have that build up. But any other thoughts? Well, we kind of all brainstorm different organizations to work with, things of that nature, but just good to kind of keep on everyone's radar as we approach the spring and the summer. Okay. Any announcements or anything of that nature from anyone on the task force?
I just wanted to give a heads up that the council is going to be taking up a safe resolution regarding transgenders, making Greenfield a safe city for transgender. Consistent with put that in, and the president of the council has taken it up, and so we should be seeing that in the next couple of months.
Oh, excellent. Who was the counselor you said who's submitting it? I just missed that part.
Well, consistent with it came from a community member.
Oh,
They
gotcha.
proposed it to this, so now someone on the council has to sponsor it. And I was gonna do that, but the president of the council has taken it on. She has more weight, but I'll probably co-sponsor it.
Sounds good. Any other updates?
The Franklin County DV Task Force, which we're members of, will be holding so the NELQUIT event, which you all are invited to, is May 8th, but also the morning of May 8th will be the Franklin County DV Task Force like kickoff meeting, where we're inviting community organizations and community members to come and join the task force if they're interested, but they'll also be hearing from like a a survivor speak. And we'll have breakfast, so you can come and have breakfast with us in the morning and then come have dinner with us in the evening. It's great. And if you need a mid-afternoon coffee pickup, let me know because I will also need that. And can ply you
We'll
with
meet at some
caffeine.
coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then we can meet up mid-afternoon and really just keep.
Re-energize,
Yeah,
yeah.
keep the day going. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's May 8th, big day. I should have vetoed it, but I was like, nah, I don't want to be difficult.
No, I think it's.
Why not have a big
It's
day?
totally doable. Yeah, no, I think I'm there.
I know, it's gonna be you and me. I'm gonna make eye
We're gonna be
contact
like,
with you at like
yep.
7 p.m.
Wait.
And then I have a proposal, another one. So their Rural Network to End Domestic Violence, they have a website now. We don't have a lot of so our task force, Mayor's DB task force has the website, information on there. And they've also highlighted projects they've done in the past. And one of the projects they did was sending out like resource information in the water bills. And I'm wondering if it's not redoing the walking map, but we could do like an insert and put in like information about like community action, Salison, Nelquit, like CAC, and I think it would be an effective way to reach people who aren't on social media, who aren't necessarily as aware of service. It's like some people might throw it out, but some people might keep it.
Yeah, for sure.
And like we could put a QR code. And like if on the website where the mayor's DV task force information is, if we also, like even if we just put a photo up of the flyer that had the information, like the QR code could take them to the mayor's DV task force website. And I think if it went out with the water bills or some other like public notice that the city has to send out anyway, it won't cost us anything but printing. And for the task forces that have done that, they said it was like one of the most effective ways that they got their information out there, and that they were also able to share resources without putting anyone in danger. Because you can't do anything about like, oh, that showed up in the mail with the water bill is a really like easy way to say like, I didn't go to this place. And it keeps people flying under the radar.
That's great.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. So I'd be happy to, I'll reach out to Marlo and then the DPW office manager too, just to throw the idea out and see kind of what they would need from us to execute it. So let me make note of that. Reach out regarding.
And I think it's especially helpful is, like some resources may be shutting down in the next couple months. So it would be like helpful to be able to give people like an updated list of resources too. Like if SNAP is cut, some food pantries might go out of business. It's like, we just have to.
Keep up with what might be.
Exactly. And the resources people are, some people might think that resources are ending that actually aren't. So it might be really helpful to be able to say like, as of, June 2025, all of these resources are still operating in Franklin County.
I think that's a great idea because it's an ever changing landscape right now.
Sure is.
Anything else? Any other announcements? I'll just say, the city's working on planning a downtown cleaning day. We're kind of working on logistics, but end of April-ish we're looking at. So I'll let everyone know about that when that happens.
Right.
Otherwise, I think we're good. Let me just roll call us out of here for adjournment. Counselor Perry. For adjournment. Yes.
Yep.
Scott,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Amanda. All right, perfect. Thank you all. We will either see you at the flag raising or the meeting next month.
When is the next meeting?
It's always going to be the fourth Wednesday of the month. So let me just look at my calendar. real quick. I think it's the 23rd.
Yes.
Okay,
Mm,
perfect. So it'll be the 23rd, same time.
Great.
If there's ever
Thank you.
times people have like collectively things, challenges with their schedule, we can always be flexible because
Right.
with this being during the day, it's pretty easy to book,
Yep.
all that. So perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.